The shimmering rip in reality spat me out without ceremony. I tumbled, landing hard on something that felt like powdered glass mixed with quicksand. My boots vanished instantly, swallowed by the yielding surface. The ground under me wasn't just sand. It was a golden, granular current, like liquid light, pulling me down with a hungry murmur. My heavy meat tenderizer, Girth, swung instinctively. I plunged its serrated head deep into the shifting surface, anchoring myself for a breath. But the tremor through the handle felt deliberate. I'd landed in the realm of golden roots, and this place was already trying to digest me. It hummed with a low, dissonant chord, vibrating against my teeth. This unstable landscape, it felt like the very Corruptfat data I was here to find. A glitch in the world's code. If I can just survive this initial welcome, what I discover here could literally change the fabric of my reality. And perhaps even yours. You'll want to see what happens when I finally manage to cook with this stuff. The golden dunes stretch endlessly before me, each ripple a testament to the wind's tireless sculpting. My boots sink, then rise, a rhythm of survival. I push forward, my eyes scanning the horizon, not just for the pursuing predators, but for any sign of change. Then it happens. A patch of sand, perhaps 20 feet ahead, shimmers with an impossible clarity. For a fraction of a second, the grains pixelate, then vanish, leaving a void of pure, dark space. My breath hitches. Before I can process it, the sand reappears, not quite where it was, but a few feet to the left, like a poorly rendered texture loading into reality. A faint, pearlescent residue, like shimmering dust, hangs in the air where it had been. The shifting dunes try to claim my boots with every step, but a new, high-pitched whine cuts through the wind. It's like static discharge trying to sing. I look up. They are black, angular forms, not birds, but something akin to ravens, crafted from bad resolution. Their wings, shimmering with pixelated feathers, beat against the sickly golden sky. Data vultures. They aren't tracking me directly, not yet. Instead, they swoop low, diving into the visibly glitched air itself. Their sharp, data fragment beaks tear at the shimmering distortion, as if feeding. Each rip sends a ripple, a localized temporal skip. One wave washes over me, and the sand beneath my feet blinks forward, then snaps back, stealing my balance for a critical fraction of a second. I stumble, sand already trying to claim my leg. These skips are not just visual oddities, they are physical traps. This air, it's their food, and their dining weaponizes my immediate surroundings. I pull my chef's knife, the familiar cold steel, a reassurance. I don't aim for the creatures, but for the tears they leave in reality. A quick, precise slash. The blade passes through the shimmering anomaly, and for a moment, the distortion shatters like glass. A crisp snap echoes in the silence. The air reknits itself, briefly stable. The closest vulture squawks, a garbled burst of data, and beats its pixelated wings faster, retreating slightly. The others circle, wary now. They understand the threat I pose to their meal. The danger has upgraded. It's not just the environment anymore. It's an active, reactive defense. My heart thrums with a cold dread, but beneath it, a strange analytical curiosity begins to surface. What is this glitched air if it can be cut, contained, even momentarily reversed? This prime ingredient, it's more than just unstable. It's alive, in its own strange way. I press myself against the massive luminous golden root, its light casting strange, elongated shadows across my face. The predator's snarls still echo in the shifting sands. But here, the ground feels more stable, vibrating with a different kind of energy. This root isn't just a giant plant. It hums with a low, irregular thrumming. My fingers, still gritty from the desert, trace its warm, smooth surface. Then I see it. Small, distinct pockets along the root surface, like wounds, begin to pulse. A faint, corrupted violet glow emanates from each one, followed by a localized surge of reality-bending glitches. These aren't random distortions. They erupt in concentrated bursts, almost like a ripple effect, against anything that touches the root for too long. My breath hitches. This isn't just environmental instability reacting to the desert. This is an active response. The root itself is resisting, pushing back. Each pulse of violet light, each micro-glitch, feels like a defensive spasm. It's intelligent in a way. I pull my hand back, my mind racing. The predators were repelled not by chance, but by the root's inherent protective field. The golden root isn't passive. It's a living barrier, fighting off intruders with localized reality distortions. It's a strange, magnificent, dangerous thing. This root, it's a survivor. Keep this word. It's important. Its very essence seems to be about adaptation and defense against external threats. My analytical curiosity flares, pushing past the lingering fear. If I can understand this defensive mechanism, perhaps I can harness it. The ingredient isn't just raw material. It's a tactical opponent, a riddle wrapped in glitching light. I need to decipher its patterns, to learn its language of resistance. My objective just shifted. I'm not just hiding anymore. I'm studying. The largest golden root hums with an inner light, a soft pulse against the shifting sands. I trace a deep fissure running along its core, the edges glowing faintly with residual energy. A strange metallic tang, like ozone mixed with something sweetly corrupt, wafts from within. My curiosity pulls me closer, overriding the instinct to keep my distance from the realm's volatile structures. I lean in, peering into the rift. Deep inside, nestled amidst crystalline tendrils that seem to feed into its mass, is the source. A colossal, irregularly shaped globule, shimmering with 100 colors that don't quite exist. It pulses slowly, like a dark, congealed heart, radiating an alien warmth. This is it, Corruptfat data. It feels alive. As I focus, a subtle pressure builds around me, a sudden, localized gravity anomaly, pushing me back, away from the fissure. It's not a gust of wind, or the earth shifting. It's the ingredient itself. It senses my presence. It resists. A chill runs down my spine, a cold dread mixing with the burning analytical fire in my gut. This isn't just an ingredient to find. It's an entity, guarding its own existence. This changes everything. The pulsing mass of Corruptfat data, realitymeat reduction, glistens with an unsettling, oily sheen. It doesn't move, yet I feel an almost magnetic pull from it, drawing my gaze. This is it, the prime ingredient. I grip my heaviest cleaver. Its familiar weight, a comfort against the unknown. My aim is true, a swift cut, nothing fancy, just a clean, decisive slice to acquire a piece of that shimmering, unstable flesh. I swing, the cleaver whistling through the air, gathering momentum. Just as the blade touches the swirling, pixelated edge of the reality meat, the air around it shimmers. Not like heat haze, but like a corrupted video file. My vision splits. The cleaver, solid in my hand, simultaneously appears a foot to the left, vibrating like a tuning fork made of light. A phantom echo, but it feels real, pulling at my very grip. My fingers scream. The pressure is unbearable. A tearing sensation, as if my hand is being ripped into two different dimensions. I let go, the cleaver clattering onto the gritty sand, then glitching out of existence in one spot. only to flicker back into being a mere second later. Intact, but several feet away. My heart hammers against my ribs. It actively rejected the blade. It didn't just resist, it fought back. This ingredient, it's not just static matter. I observe the spot where I made contact. A tiny, almost imperceptible ripple. A brief pixelated blur is all that remains. The ingredient is far more formidable than I imagined, adapting to my direct attack with an impossible defense. This is important. This ingredient is like a true survivor, bending reality around itself to protect its core. My initial strategy just shattered, leaving me with a profound sense of dread. How do you even begin to harvest something that actively, intelligently, warps space to defend itself? The chef's steel, humming with focused intent, slices into the pulsating core of Corruptfat. I expect resistance, a dull thrum, maybe a localized ripple. Instead, the ingredient seems to recoil, not physically, but computationally. A ripple of distorted energy emanates from my blade, spreading across its surface like a digital virus. My analytical curiosity, a constant hum in my mind, sharpens into something colder. The Corruptfat isn't just reacting, it's learning. It's pushing back. Localized data bursts, invisible to the eye, but sickening to my balance, erupt from the ingredient's shifting mass. The ground beneath my feet begins to undulate violently, not like shifting sand, but like the fabric of reality itself is being crumpled and smoothed. My vision blurs, the desert horizon warping like a liquid mirror. My stomach lurches, fear, cold and sharp, cuts through my determination. This isn't just raw material. This is an entity, and it's fighting for its integrity. My focus narrows, dread fighting with a rising, almost manic obsession. The steel vibrates in my hand, no longer a mere tool, but an extension of my will against an adversary I can barely comprehend. I push harder, trying to ground its chaotic energy, to reduce its reality-distorting nature. But the Corruptfat counters, its core mass performing rapid internal shifts. Each movement sends another pulse of disorienting energy through the ground, throwing me off balance. It's a culinary battle, yes, but against something that seems to possess a rudimentary digital intelligence. I will not yield. I cannot yield. I will understand this thing. My lungs burn, the taste of sand and triumph bitter on my tongue. The predators are gone, swallowed by the shifting dunes. But my mind is already elsewhere. I scan the chaotic vortex where the reality meat thrashed, its residual energy still humming in the air. A faint shimmer catches my eye. A shimmering thread, smaller, less dense, but pulsating with an unsettling energy. It's a tendril of reality meat, detached from the main mass during the chaos, fighting desperately to rejoin its source. It's alive, adapting, trying to glitch back into the larger entity. This isn't just a byproduct. It's a concentrated essence, like a distilled spirit of distortion. My earlier fear of its power transforms into a focused obsession. This is my chance. I have to get it. I snatch my fine mesh strainer from my utility belt, its woven metallic fibers glinting. The tendril pulses, attempting a rapid-fire series of micro-teleports, shimmering in and out of existence, just inches from my reach. It's not just a material, it's an intelligent, resisting force. A culinary battle. I move with a precision born of desperation and instinct. I predict its next flicker, anticipate its attempt to disappear. The strainer isn't meant for this, but its fine mesh, designed for sifting flour and catching impurities, is perfect for this fleeting, insubstantial quarry. I lunge, sweeping the strainer in a wide, swift arc. The tendril senses my intent, its pulsations intensifying, a desperate, silent scream of reality tearing itself apart. It tries one last glitch, a desperate escape, but my timing is impeccable. Thwap! A soft, almost imperceptible thud as the tendril impacts the mesh, instantly binding to the woven strands. It shimmers, struggling, its concentrated essence trapped. It can't reintegrate. It's too late for it. I hold the strainer up, examining my prize. The reality meat now glows with a contained, furious light, a tiny, volatile star in my hand. Its adaptability, its sheer will to persist. It's astounding. This is important. Keep this word. Survivor. I realize now that this ingredient isn't just something to cook. It holds a fundamental truth about this world. It's a concentrated power. My breath hitches. This isn't just an ingredient. It's a key to a new understanding, a new ability. My heart pounds with a mix of triumph and an electrifying, almost dangerous curiosity. I push into the skeleton of a collapsed comms station, its corroded shell buzzing with an unstable, low-frequency hum. This derelict camp offers scant refuge, but it's a shelter from the whipping winds. A lone, sputtering burner, salvaged from a warped rations kit, flickers to life, barely clinging to its fuel cell. I place a dented, warped stockpot onto its unstable grates. The reality meat pulsates, a raw, gelatinous mass that seems to absorb light. I can feel its cold, distorting aura even before it hits the pot. The air around me shimmers, the edges of my vision blurring. This isn't just an ingredient, it's a fight. As the reality meat begins to warm, a low, guttural thrum vibrates through the metal pot. It doesn't note like normal flesh. It tries to push back, its substance resisting the heat, contracting and expanding with a sickening squelch. My focused survival instinct from the dunes shifts, now sharpening into analytical curiosity. What is this stuff? I grab my high-heat torch, its blue flame hissing as I direct it at the stubborn mass. The Corruptfat data, a stringy phosphorescent goo, starts to weave into the reality meat, but instead of dissolving, it creates localized distortions in the pot. Tiny, flickering void zones bloom and vanish, pulling at my senses. A wave of dread washes over me. This isn't just a tough ingredient. It feels almost sentient. My spoon, a relic from my old kit, feels heavy as I attempt to stir. The reality meat resists, forming sinewy tendrils that lash out, slapping against the inside of the pot. A shiver of fear runs down my spine. The aura intensifies, distorting the camp's shadows into menacing, elongated figures. My hands begin to ache from the sheer physical effort of stirring against its resistance. But I won't yield. My curiosity now burns into obsessed determination. I will understand this. I will master it. I adjust the torch's intensity, a higher, more precise beam. I stir with a rhythmic, almost hypnotic precision, countering each push and pull from the protesting reality meat. The Corruptfat data shimmers brighter, then begins to break down, its essence dissolving into the viscous mass. The pot groans, the burner flares violently for a moment, then steadies. The distortion around me lessens, replaced by a strange, shimmering clarity. The reality meat begins to surrender, thickening into a rich, dark reduction. It forms a deep, glistening pool in the pot, reflecting the camp's flickering lights in miniature, fractured images. I add a final, proprietary blend of dried desert spices, golden dust that smells of sun-baked rock and ozone. A final, vigorous stir, and the mix comes together. A thick, shimmering gravy forms, swirling with faint, electric blue veins. It hums, a low, resonant frequency that I can feel in my teeth. The struggle is over. Triumph washes over me, a surge of adrenaline and satisfaction. I ladle a small amount onto a chipped plate. This isn't just reality meat reduced, it's something entirely new. I name it glitch gravy, and as I look at it, I feel a sudden, revelatory understanding. This gravy, I think it could take me places, literally. The glitch gravy shimmered, almost a visual echo of the shifting dunes outside. It held the essence of corrupted data and reduced reality, a paradox on my spoon. My hand trembled, not from fear, but from the raw, buzzing anticipation of something monumental. I brought the spoon to my lips, ignoring the lack of taste, focusing instead on the texture, the subtle hum I felt radiating from it. This was the culmination of everything. The desert's maddening distortions, the raw struggle against the elements, the frantic culinary dance with a hostile, intelligent ingredient. I swallowed. A silent scream tore through my nerves. My world warped, not like the slow, grinding shifts of the desert, but an instantaneous, violent lurch. My stomach dropped, my vision blurred into streaking lines, and then I was 3 feet to my left. The air where I stood a split second ago still vibrated with my phantom presence. My heart hammered against my ribs. A frantic drumbeat in the sudden, ringing silence. My body felt untethered. Then, with another sickening lurch, I snapped back to my original spot. A wave of nausea rolled over me, but it was quickly overshadowed by a surge of pure, exhilarating understanding. I could skip through space, a localized short distance, voluntary dislocation. This wasn't just a meal. It was a key, a raw, dangerous power flowing through my veins. The Corruptfat had given me a piece of its own instability, not to consume me, but to grant me its chaotic essence. A profound respect, tinged with a chilling dread, settled within me. I knelt, pulling my bone knife from my belt. My gaze fell upon one of the thick, luminous golden roots that interlaced this cave, its surface smooth and yielding. With careful, deliberate strokes, I etched a warning, a personal creed for this new, volatile ability. The blade scraped against the living root, leaving behind glowing incisions. Respect the glitch, or be consumed. I whispered the words aloud, letting them hang in the glowing air. This was my mark, my vow. The desert still waited, but now I carried a piece of its impossible physics within me. My journey wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about mastery. That's a wrap for this world. If you want to keep exploring the multiverse with me and see what ingredients we hunt next, hit that subscribe button and join the crew. The next portal opens soon. Don't get left behind. See ya!